Hi guys, go for a little flight today in the Corvalis, the TTX. Beautiful airplane here. This plane has all the performance you need, all the comfort you need, all the avionics you need. It's a fabulous airplane. And I'm convinced if Cessna had added a parachute for the wives, that they'd still be producing these airplanes today, and maybe even making more than Cirrus makes. But that wasn't to be, so there's a few of these left, and they're well sought out and highly desired airplanes. So we'll do our little walk around here, a little pre-flight. You can see the Navy's out practicing today, their little trainers. Just checking for anything that doesn't look right. I've already checked the oil and it's fine. Tires look a hair low. I'm gonna do an oil change soon. I'll get them to check them and make sure there's plenty of pressure. Look for anything wrong up here, any leaks, anything wet. Everything looks perfect. Check the fuel on this side. I think we're topped off pretty much. And just going for a short flight today just to warm up the plane, check it all out, make sure everything's good. I got a flight coming up in a few weeks to Miami, and I'm in Gulf Shore, so I'm just gonna fly it to Mobile and have lunch over there with a friend of mine and fly it back. So it looks like we're good to go. You guys are welcome on board. I'll probably do a lot of talking through the thing since I'm by myself, and show you what it takes to do a quick VFR trip. A few clouds today, back towards the beach they lighten up, and then inland they get a little heavier, so we always have an out. We can go south and stay along the coast and probably not have any, but these don't look very high. I'll probably get above them right away, go at 4,500 feet maybe, since we're going westbound, and see how it looks over there. So see you guys on board in just a minute. Welcome on board, everyone. We're done with our pre-flight. Now we're gonna go ahead and get the plane going for our flight to Mobile. 15-minute flying time, by the way. And what I'll try to do is record all the audio today for you, so you can kind of hear what it's like leaving what's called an uncontrolled airport, where we just do our own thing, and then we're flying into a towered airport where I got to talk to the tower and get permission to come in there. So get ready here and get my checklist going. I've got my own custom checklist that I've designed in ForeFlight, and makes it a lot easier. I can put things on there that aren't on the factory checklist. Walk around's complete, keys are inserted, battery left and right, so we can get the batteries on. Got a helicopter landing, so it's getting a little loud. Back over here to refuel. Hello? No, but I'm on the way. You're gonna pick me up in about 20 minutes? Okay, all right, bye. All right, that's my buddy. I'm not really sure I'm coming, which I am. Batteries are on. Seats, got to adjust the seat. It's way too far back. Definitely have to be able to reach the rudder pedals. And I'm kind of a short guy, so I got to get it up here. And that's about it. All right, that feels good. We're good to go there. All right, so seat's set. Seat belts. Seat belt on. Okay. Pilot log. We have a log book that we like to write everything down in. Keep up with the hours and the airplane hours. So we'll get that log written. start it anyhow. I just use a regular old notebook. Does a good job. Okay. Today is the 8th, I believe. Today's the 6th. August the 6th. And it's 11:30. Close enough. And let's see, engine hours 382.2 on the Garmin, and 424 on the Hobbs. 424.0. And we're going from JKA to MOB VFR. So that's pretty much it for the log. It's written. Alright, brakes, they feel good. I'll test them as soon as we start moving. Circuit breakers, everything looks good. Electrical, it's on. Strobes are on. Air vents closed. Standby instrument, looks good. Okay, so the pre-flight checklist is complete. Move to a cold start. Mixture full rich. Okay, propeller high. Vapor suppress is off. Throttle closed and open 1 inch. That's about it. And primer. Prime till we get good fuel flow. There we go. Throttle. Close and open 1/4 inch. That's for starting. Propeller area clear. And we're going to start up. And I'll switch to the headsets after I start and talk to you there. Well, unfortunately, my intercom recording device did not work, and so most of the flight you can't hear me talk. But I'm going to go ahead and just narrate what I'm doing here. This is the landing phase, coming across Mobile Bay, and I'm talking to Mobile Approach. You have to call them before you enter their airspace. Tell them where you are and what you want to do. So in this case, call Mobile Approach. So I'm 3 miles south of the Fairhope Airport, and was landing at Mobile Region. And what they do is they'll come back and give you a swap code, which you'll enter in your transponder, so they can identify you and know exactly where you are. Once they come back to you and give you that swap code, you're cleared to enter their airspace. Then they'll come back and say, okay, radar identified so many miles from the airport. And they normally give you altitude restriction. I think they told me stay at or above 3,500 feet. And expect a right downwind for runway 15, which is the opposite direction from what I'm flying now. So I'm going to pretty much parallel the runway and enter the downwind. And we always fly the same pattern going into these airports. So it's kind of like a box pattern. I'll do a downwind, then I'll do a base, which is 90 degrees to the airport, and then final, which is where I'll line up and for the touchdown. And at this point, I can see the airport just straight in front of me. And I usually let them know that I have the airport in sight, and that will let them know that I can do the visual, and they'll normally switch me over when I'm this close to the airport. They'll switch me over to the tower, and the tower will give me any final instructions, give me any traffic that's coming in, and tell me what position I am, whether I'm number one for the airport or I have traffic that I have to follow. I think in this case, what I remember, it's they cleared me to land pretty much as soon as I started talking to them, and told me to fly left downwind for visual to runway 15, cleared to land. And I'll let you watch me enter the pattern and set up for the landing. At this point, you can start to see the airport to my left. Like I said, I'm going to be flying the downwind, paralleling the runway at about 2 to 3 miles, setting up for my pattern. And I'm down probably 1,500 feet at this point. The elevation of this airport is about 400 feet, so pattern altitude is 1,400 feet, usually 1,000 foot above the elevation of the airport. And the good thing about doing all this is if you do the same thing every time when you come into an airport, fly the pattern, maintain your altitude 1,000 feet above pattern altitude. Everything looks the same, everything feels the same. It's easy to get all your airspeeds set up. I'm sure I have about 20 degrees of flap to put in. So takeoff position on the flaps at this point, in case I have to do a go around, I'm all set and ready to go. And I'm just concentrating on getting my speed down to probably about 110 knots here. When I turn my base, I'll get slowed down to about 90 knots. And when I hear the 500-foot call out from the Garmin avionics, which is usually when I'm on short final for the runway, I'll go ahead and put full flaps in, making sure that the airport is right there. I can make the airport even at full flaps for engine failure. You don't want to put all your flaps in until you've got the airport made. There again, in case you have to do a go round. So I'm getting ready to do my left base here. Do here in just a second. There we go. Starting my left base, runway 15. So this is the 90-degree into the box pattern around the airport. Get all my speeds set up. And what we want is what's called a stabilized approach. So I'm going to turn here on final in just a second. And we're waiting to hear there's the 500-foot call out from Garmin. And we'll go ahead and turn final, get all the flaps in. And you can see I'm lined up for the runway. Watching the VASI lights now. These are 4 lights to the left of the runway. And if they're all white, you're too high. If they're all red, you're too low. So what you want is 2 white, 2 red. And I think you'll be able to hear the audio now just from the camera in the cockpit since the engine's low. So I'm going to let you listen to me talking inside the cockpit the rest of the flight. Write it out for you after that. Okay, then once you go to Alpha 4, call it safe taxi. Show me exactly where I'm going to go. Alpha 4 is what they call the high-speed terminal. So you get high-speed. It's on 45 degrees. Mobile ground 2 Tango Sierra. Charlie 3 is a Corvalis, is a T240. So it's a great airplane, thanks. Does not have no full steering. jets up front. So this guy, that's okay.